I mean, it should be live. It's been live for 12 seconds. Bruh, it's literally saying I'm live. We're pros at this. We're so good at this, aren't we? Oh no. Okay. I'll give it some time. I'll let people. We can have just a general conversation whilst we're waiting for people to join. Partially because I need to find the YouTube channel. I'm so good at this, by the way. I'm just so good. Also, shout out to Kelly and Q for uploading their draft analysis early. Yeah, it is live. I mean, I'm about to watch it, so. Can you not bear with me then? Hold up. Oh, I remember this was an issue before. Enjoy me talking to myself, by the way. Hi, Frank. You have to let me know when. Can you? Hold up. Also, absolute banger of a song. I don't know if you guys can even hear the song, so it's gonna happen. It's my internet. Yeah, I was gonna say that maybe or David. Okay. Super quiet. I will turn you guys up and maybe. I mean, I am in fact 2 miles from the cave entrance. Fun fact. Okay, I am an old man. I know. Now it's actual. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you can't hear, Meg's just said that we have actual technical difficulties instead of just me being late and eating when the stream is meant to go live. Imagine. Hang on, I got to find that first, but right there.
Go ahead and turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone.
You should be able to hear everyone now. Well, if you can hear music, it's another thing, but I'll just turn this bit right down.
We have less devices using the Wi-Fi.
Is this better? I can't even view the stream because it's just loading. But yes, now. Addison, I am in fact your biological dad.
I can hear people. Life is good.
Also, Jib, welcome back. I hope you'll be joining us for next season. Same with you, Ethan.
Okay, so the volume problem's sick. It's just lagging a bit, but
I mean, I can keep turning the bitrate down. Like the bitrate can be like 0.
Fine. 0 pixels, Jack. Let's fucking go.
Oh, that's the best kind.
Is that D double in the chat?
That is in fact D double.
That
would it be spoilers to say that we face up soon?
I
don't know if BBR.
I mean, it's too late. You've already done it, but...
BBR schedule has been released. I'm pretty sure, so we should be good.
What do you think?
Bitrate now 3,000, so hopefully it should be okay, right?
It's looking a little better already. Like, it's not lagging as hard now.
I was gonna say, it's lagging a lot less, which is great.
Yeah, this is a lot better.
Okay, I'll just keep it at this, and if it keeps lagging again, then we'll work on it.
I was gonna say, like, what the fuck was your bitrate before? It must have been like 12,000 or something crazy.
It was at 6,500.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that's just what it was at, so we'll take that. Right, if everything's okay, then I guess we'll go ahead and actually, properly get on with the stream. So, yeah. I mean, we're never professional, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's real.
I'm putting this in literally every server I'm in as well, so you're welcome if you get multiple pings.
Thank you.
I'm up to 2.
Yeah, I'm up to 3, but I don't think one of them is you. I think that's just something different. Like, that's probably somebody pinging me for.
Did I tweet out that the stream is now live? Because I don't think
I did. I don't know. We're doing a great job here, guys. Just
okay, no.
Bear with us.
I did tweet it out. I did my job. I'm really smart.
Marcus, that sounds good. Thank you. Much appreciate you and your automation skills. He's posted a link 3 times in DMs. It's not enough. There needs to be more.
Listen, man. I just want to be in the DMs. What can I say?
Can anyone? Is the music also audible? If not, then I don't care. I'm just I'm sending it.
I think it's literally
just music. So.
No, it's just.
Okay. Well, if everyone wants to put some music on, then you can experience your own music instead of my shitty music that I got going. I'm sure it's going to be much better. But yeah, hi, how are we doing? After streaming for 6 minutes, welcome to the PPL stream. This is about as standard as it gets for a stream that I am coordinating. If anyone caught the UPBA Monday Night Mons, then they'll know that generally it's a bit of a train wreck to start off with. So, yeah, with me today, I have got one of the coaches for the PPL this season. We've got Ellie.
Debatable to call me a coach, but hello.
Okay, we have Ellie, who is existing in the coach role, taking up a spot.
I'm just cosmetic. I'm a cosmetic coach.
No, Ellie has been a massive help on getting a lot of the content, the Twitter, the Discord, everything going. So, yeah, make sure to go follow her. I don't have currently her app on the screen. You've got our other two people, our analysts, our editors. Davion and Mix, aka Galladite.
You go first.
Oh,
I did.
Anyway, yeah. Hello, I'm Galladite. I played a lot of Gen 8 Draft. Starting to get back into Gen 9. Very excited to be here. You know, Jack and Ellie and Davion are amazing people. So really glad to be on this stream today and to go over some of these PPL drafts with you guys.
Hello, I'm Davion. Also go by Davion OW. Everywhere that's not YouTube has an underscore in between the two. So thank you guys. Appreciate being here. I got asked, like, I kid you not, 3 hours ago to be here, but you know what? I'm here to bring vibes and have a good time. I would like to acknowledge Armor in chat for saying give Joey a Palafin. That man can make Sunkern look good, and I will refuse to give him a Pokemon of that caliber. Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. Thanks, Davion. That's he's gone now. He's that's his part of the stream done. Yeah, I mean, Palafin is one of the ones that is banned for this season. Spoilers, not spoilers. Kind of spoilers. I don't know. But yeah, it really did.
In the video.
It was announced yesterday.
If you should have watched the video, SMH.
Davion, as though I honestly, in my ears, he is the loudest. So I will go ahead and turn him off a bit. Hopefully, he's okay. So yeah,
it could be the actual like stream commentary. Like, I mean, the actual like
it's showing it's showing us the same volume level for you and me. So,
well,
I assumed it'd be fine. So who knows?
When you were playing your music, did you turn down your desktop audio and then because the music wasn't playing, you didn't readjust it?
No, because I turned down the audio on the video instead. So,
valid argument.
Yeah. Let me know. I'll keep adjusting it as we go. I'll just turn these guys up a little bit more, and hopefully it'll be all right. But
if anything, you need to turn me down because let's be honest, I'm not exactly quiet. So
you get way too turn up instead. Yeah.
Way to put it.
If you haven't checked out the video that Ellie so fantastically narrated yesterday, make sure to go check it. The draft stream is either 3 p.m. or 1 p.m. We don't really know. But it does go through all the rules for this season's draft, including the terror bans and the general bans for the season. So if you don't see him on the, is your favorite, it's probably been banned or is shit. So I'm brutally honest. Yeah, so make sure to go check that out. Come back here afterwards. We'll probably still be rambling for the next 3 minutes or however long the video is. So yeah, you won't miss anything. But yeah, anything else anyone wants to add before we go into this?
I think we should just...
We should probably get on with it, yeah.
Get on with it, yeah. For those of you that are in the stream, make sure to support the channel and like and subscribe and all that bollocks. Also, this is not a PG stream, so if you're like a minor, viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, well, time to be me.
But yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, no, you carry on. You're doing the PR part.
Listen, man, I gotta plug the socials. It's my
I'm
job.
shit at this sort of thing. That's hence why you do this.
All right, take it away. Let's get into our first draft.
I was taking a drink. I thought you were going through. Okay, well, let's go to the first team. We've got Addison, London Shockwave, brand new team name. Not the Chicago Strength Sap anymore. First place in the draft. Big shock. Dragapult, first pick. Is this Gen 8 again? It might well be.
I mean,
Harold,
new gen.
It only made this thing stronger. Like,
listen, I wanted this thing to be banned, man. If we will get swept by Dragapult this season, it's on you guys. It's not on me.
Listen, I can say comfortably that I have never been swept by a Dragapult, but I also did. I played that one league that we were in together. I think it was BBR season 3, and that was like it for me for Gen 8. I was like,
that wasn't the season we faced off in the semis.
That was the season we played in the semis, yeah. Because we had the last week where we played each other,
yeah,
and it was the meme game because neither of us were gonna switch our positions in playoffs, and then I won my round 1 on some crazy nonsense, and then got to the semis.
Yeah, I won my round 1 on timer with 8 seconds left myself, I think it was. So after missing a still beam on Dragapult, which is why I was questioning where Dragapult was on your team as well, but I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
I didn't have Dragapult. I could say I've never been swept by one, is what I'm saying.
I thought you said you had Dragapult. My bad.
God, no. I don't think I've ever drafted that thing. I've never been high enough to get that thing.
You've never been shameful enough to draft that thing, is what you meant to say.
It's so true. I will just say, because I don't think everyone's going to go back and check the video, the Terramons, you can have 2 to 3 captains with 3 types. 1 must be a stab, and also they must be 9 points and below. So it's all low tier Terra captains.
Oh, it was 9 points and below. Okay, when I was talking to Nexus about it, he told me it was like 14 points and below.
Nexus.
And you trusted Nexus? Like, come on now.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely right in that scenario. That's even crazier.
Okay, dropping
the biggest mon that stands out to me in this draft, though, is Rotom because that's the best Palafin check in the game.
Like, too bad Palafin's banned for the season.
Exactly.
So true. Never going to be able to shine.
True. Exactly.
Seriously though, talking about her draft, can we just talk about her top 2 picks and how she managed to get both Polt and King Gambit?
I wanted to
with the first pick.
At that. You know how like last gen you had like some of your solid quarters you saw up top a lot in the first 2 picks. I think this gen, this is one of the 2 that I'm seeing a lot is Polt Gambit, just a really good combo together. And I feel like every draft I see a Polt, it's also a Gambit on the same team. So the fact that Addison got that. Good pivots, and like Zapdos G. I love Zapdos G. I think it's great. So adding that to this team, I think is really nice.
Yeah, I think Glamora as well. I think we're seeing a lot of Glamora with Dragapult, or maybe that's just me, or maybe it's just Davion. Who knows?
No, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Dragapult Glamora this gen. I think those top 3 are just like going to be a standard core that you're going to see everywhere. Partnered with some really good ground resist, because those first 3 don't really appreciate ground types. This draft is, quite frankly, terrifying.
It is, yeah. I mean, she's got a lot of wall-breaking potential with her top 2. She's even, she got the Galarian Zapdos. But also her Terra captains as well can all do their own things. Like, honestly, I want to see what she does with Go-Goat. But Terra Tauros is going to be a menace, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Tauros is a menace to society.
It's it's a really strong one, and those Terra types are just going to make it even more scary to face. I think it was probably I would say maybe in the top 5 of Terramons that are available. So to pick that one up, kind of crazy, especially as low down as she did.
I agree. I'm really interested. Someone slightly mentioned earlier was the Tatsugiri. I don't know what that thing does. Like, is it actually good? I know what it does, but is it actually good?
On paper, it looks like it can do stuff. In practice, but this is Addison we are talking about, so
yeah.
I mean, it can Terra and shit. That's she's great at playing the game, so she will make it. She'll cook. She will cook.
It's got a good special attack stat and decent enough speed and rapid spin, which is always going to be handy this gen. But it is kind of terrible. However, with Terra, it does get a little bit better, so it's not entirely terrible. It kind of gets walled by the Gastrodon that is on her team, so, you know, that works out quite nicely for her. But outside of that, yeah, it's a very, very strong team. I'm not sure if I face this on my schedule, but I'm hoping I don't, because, yeah, this is scary.
I face her week 2, and we aren't even finished with week 1 yet, and I'm shitting myself.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would as well. Moving on.
Oh wait, real quick, before we move on. I have one comment.
You didn't see anything.
One more comment.
That was not the second pick. No, that didn't happen.
Someone said in chat the speed tiers were a little rough, and I was actually doing the same thing. So I loaded up Pokemon Showdown to look up some things here. I just wanted to see what was going on. It's really not as weird as you think, because I was gonna say getting outsped by things, because when I was looking initially, I was like, oh, it's Dragapult, and then Zapdos is the next fastest thing, right? That was like, right? But then it was like, wait, Tauros is still a base 110 speed Pokemon. So it kind of bridges the gap a little bit, and it stops you from getting outsped by like Garchomp and Walking Wake, which is 109, those types of things. So it's something else to look at. So it's all Tauros that's there to hold all that speed tier together.
Yeah,
anyway, that's all I wanted.
I was going to say, like, the duct tape really is holding on this stream for now. Our internet is absolutely awful. For anyone who doesn't know, it takes me 2 hours to upload a video. So don't know why we decided this was the right person to have on the stream. So
you should have told me. I would have been more than happy to host.
Yeah, I should have. However, I left that a little bit late. So
okay.
Here we are. If the stream goes down, I'll just pass everything to Davion, and then we'll be back with Davion's face instead of mine, which is honestly a massive upgrade.
Just one more thing about speed tiers. I could, damn it, he changed his fucking slide.
He did it again.
I've gone back. I've gone back.
I was just gonna mention how scarf options are really good. You've got I mean, if you want to be the fastest mon in the West, you've got Scarf Dragapult, but you've also got Zapdos, you've got Rotom, you've got Tauros, and you've got Gardevoir there. So you've got
Rotom, Gardevoir, really amazing uses for that scarf.
Really good scarf options.
Glimora especially as well is something that not everyone seems to want to run scarf, but it's actually a really good scarf option on top of that.
It is, yeah.
Right, I'm moving on, and we're
moving on.
Now we're not going back. Davion,
I'm hoping we can move on. I would
this is my boy!
I was going to say, how do you feel about this next coach?
The Numb Nexus, the coach of the Pittsburgh P-Juice, the I don't know what else. I don't know how many other the Doomfist enthusiast. That's where we're going to go with this.
Doomfist, really?
He loves that character, man. He enjoys playing Doomfist, and it's crazy. My favorite part of this draft was person pointed out Overquill. It was Overquill because I want to use that thing, so it was very cool. I don't think that's the best part of this draft. He has a very interesting team. Ivy obviously is a menace to society, right? We all know that. Slowking is great. Thundy Eye with Prankster, phenomenal pickup. The thing that stood out though, we all know the big boys of this. There is Bisharp now with Eviolite options. They have Hippowdon there for Sand, which can help with Lycanroc, which is really, really fun. And that is a Terramon. And that's what's really, really cool. And then you have Intimidate. Men's speed tiers look great. Nexus knows how to draft. We all know that. And now him playing is a whole different ballgame, but he does know how to draft.
Man's just straight for the throat. Jesus.
I love Nexus, dude. He's great. I really like this team. I love how it stands out. Ivy is his child. He loves that thing. And I was gonna say the same thing. Doesn't really have a great fairy switch in. Fairy does do a lot. Unless Overquill just does its thing, it's gonna be really weird. Yeah,
I was gonna say both dark types are his resists to fairy types with their secondary types, so that's going to be a little bit rough. You do have the really budget Flutter Mane at the back there, the Terra Mischievous with Ghost Fairy.
God damn it!
Hey, I mean, Steel Mischievous is the switch into fairies.
Oh, true, yeah. I mean, Terra Fire Typhlosion as well. So
Fairy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fire type anyway, but just in case there's a secondary type that hits Ghost super effectively. It's a defensive check, I'm sure. It's definitely not frail. But I think generally, as this team goes, it's quite bulky as a whole. So you have like general switch-ins that can switch into fairy types, being like Slowking, Hippowdon, even Appleton, to an extent, not fairy types, but other types as well. Cryogonal, massive special defense stat, as well as actually having some removal, which is amazing this gen. And
defog is non-existent.
yeah, I was going to say, any kind of hazard removal immediately makes them on valuable this gen. So I really like this team. Great hazard options, really, really strong attackers. And yeah, I'm excited to see Nexus use this because, I mean, Nexus is probably my favorite person to watch.
He's too entertaining. He's so entertaining.
He is, yeah.
And he's real. He's always like, I don't even care. I'm just going to say what's on my mind. And he's funny.
I thought it was Chat GPT, but it's, apparently he's real.
He's a real one.
The thing I respect most about Nexus is that he always keeps it 100. Like, he doesn't... No bullshit with that guy. Big respect to Nexus.
I'm just going to say, Ethan, if I drop the bitrate any lower, we're going into the negative.
There's no stream.
I've dropped it down to 1500 now. I can't go too much lower.
Wow, our internet really is dog shit.
Oh, it is absolute dog shit, yeah.
I mentioned someone in chat said, I don't know what the game plan is with this team. On paper, like, it looks kind of weird, but when you look at it more, like, Nexus has a lot of, it's got a lot of hazard options, and then you've got things like Nasty Plot or Agility Thunderous, or you've got Booster Energy Valiant that will just come in and sweep or claim late game.
It literally will almost always get a kill. It's insane.
Yeah.
That's where my head too went. It looks like just set of hazards and pick your win con depending on the matchup.
I will say I do think his team relies a lot on setup, in my opinion. But that's not necessarily bad. Like, there's still a lot of options he can do. Like, he's got Slowking, like he can pivot around with hazard stack and stuff and abuse the hell out of that. But I think we're gonna see this team bring a lot of setup each week.
And I think that the hitters hit. Right, I think setup is huge, but it can hit. See, I was gonna say the same thing. Nex is a weird person, so draft fits his personality. He has a lot of. He doesn't really use crazy weather. His last season he played in was the BBR main league, and he actually used Obama Snow. Tried to use Snow a little bit for just bulk. He didn't even use it for like any other Pokemon. He strictly used it for Obama Snow bulk. That was literally the only reason why he had that thing. So it could be the same thing with Sand. Obviously, he added Lycanroc to the mixed. You can do the same thing with Rain, where you added where you can whatever Rain move that switch out move that Slowking gets.
That's Chilly Reception. That is Snow.
That one. Where you can swap out and then you can spam if there's no ground type. Spam Thunder with Thunderous. What's stopping you? Thundy is crazy with that. Overquill. Body some things real quick. And you can control different things. He had Titan. That's right. That was the other thing he used for that. I knew there was one other thing I was missing. I mean, that's right. You're absolutely correct. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thanks, chat, for correcting me. But he has options is my thing here. And then we're just gonna. I understand that there's a lot of just like no real cohesion. He is very good at picking typings and not overlapping those typings. If you look at his team and how he constructed it, Iron Valiant is a hitter. Iron Valiant just smacks things. Thundy just smacks things. Hippowdon is not a sleeper and can just smack things. Salamence can just slap a scarf on it and spam outrage with no fairy there, right? These are the things that are solid mons that can do things. So it's not always about like, oh, this has to be this. It's weird. It's just it's Nexus. I never doubt what he can do, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just like effectively Iron Valiant, I think it was probably like the next mon on the ban list. It was very, very close. And it can either be your late game sweeper, it can be your breaker. Same with Thunderous, same with Salamence, even Typhlosion can just punch holes and stuff. So and then like you said, he's got the sand. He has the option to run the Sand Rush Lycanroc if he wants to with the Terra typing as well, but he doesn't have to. Hippowdon by itself is a fantastic mon, and I'm certainly looking forward to this team in action. But I'm going to move on, and nobody's going to stop me.
You said I like how someone put the overlapping typings in chat. They do very different things because if you talked to me and told me Appleton was a dragon type, I wouldn't know otherwise. It's a grass type as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, nobody picks up.
Also, is Salamence a flying type? Couldn't be me. I just know it's a dragon with levitate. It doesn't get flying moves from what I'm concerned. Thundy is a flying type. It's an electric type that's off the ground. That's all I see.
Hey, Davion's cooking.
I'm just saying.
We'll just let him burn down the kitchen.
You got to know
It's fine.
Pokemon. Certain Pokemon have a type, but they don't do the same things that their other typing Pokemon do. Just saying.
Yeah. Anyway, moving
Only
on.
time you overlap is water types.
Shuckle King.
This was the other team already. I was talking about like cores, like how I see Polt and Gambit all over the place. I see Great Tusk Goldengo all over the place. So
Yeah.
they're really good core. I mean, I'm using it in the Showdown League right now. I think it's really strong.
I wonder where I've seen Great Tuskel Dango before. Couldn't
Also a
be
big
Davion
one.
drafting that in PBA or anything.
Oh, that's another
Oh,
place
wait,
I saw.
hold up,
That's
hold up.
right. I did see that there.
Hold up. Are you guys the same person? Because I've never seen you in the same room.
True.
No, hey, listen, Shuckle King's a monster. You've never seen us in the same room because he's more elite than I am at Draft League.
Of course. It all makes sense.
And
Way better than me.
before we go any further, I will say make sure to check out Shuckle King's draft analysis. It is fantastic. I've seen the preview.
God, yeah.
10 out of 10.
It's honestly, I thought mine was good. I got humbled real fucking fast.
You did.
That man, he put out all the stops. Make sure to go out and check his channel after the stream. You will not be disappointed.
This team looks fun.
This
I
team
like
looks
the
incredibly
Jolteon
fun.
a lot here.
Listen, what were you going to say? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I like Jolteon here with being the Terra. I think all the types are good, and I know Azu's really good this gen too. So like a lot of good like Gen 9 specific staples on this team. I feel like.
Yeah.
So that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Great Tusk Dango. We all know. I especially understand why that core is good. Okay, I drafted it. I know it's fun. Azu's a monster. I haven't seen too much of Zarude to give a comment on it. Noivern's my favorite Pokemon of all time. For anyone who doesn't know, Noivern's fun, but it doesn't get Terra right now because of its pointing, which kind of sucks. For this league, if it got Terra, it'd be insanely fun to use. Jolteon is, I think, one of the better Terra options because when Jolteon lost Hidden Power, it kind of lost its identity. Now that it has the ability to basically just plug Hidden Power back into the game,
Yeah.
a better Hidden Power at that, it's a good Pokemon. It could be a good fast Pokemon and hit pretty well. With Terra Ice, Terra Flying, Terra Electric. Electric can give you that extra stab. It could be fun. It is a really fun move. And then Espeon's pretty cool too. I like the Espeon, and I will never sleep. Muck and Braviary are great mons. I got bodied by a bulk up Shadow Claw Facade Braviary. So I've seen it all.
I know that Leo, 6-foot hacks, picked his last 3 picks, the Espeon, the Braviary, and the Sableye.
I respect it.
The Sableye, I don't think the Shuckle King is still aware of what it gets this gen, but it definitely got a lot of good moves. It's a very good mon, especially for the budget pick. So Leo picked up some good mons there. I do like the double evolution Terra mons because they excel with those Terra types. And I did see Jim mention Muck. Muck is actually really good this gen. It got some decent move pool additions. It's pretty good on the Spadef side, and this team was lacking a little bit on the Spadef side. And also sucks up the toxic spikes, which is always good. Got to have your grounded poison.
Yeah,
Tinkaton is also no sleeper.
Yeah, the fun thing I want to mention actually revolves around that. I really like the Tinkaton here solely because Goldengo's kind of a weird mon, at least in my experience. And like you have the drafts in a way where it's kind of like Mew, where you don't force it into a certain role. And I think having the Tinkaton here helps that quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think it also helps.
It means it doesn't have to come to be a defensive steel type. It can come offensively and be choice specs and hit things hard. It can be scarfed and hit things hard. It's such a good Pokemon for that.
It's the same with Azumarill. Like Azumarill can just come to Belly Drum, or it can choice band lock itself into Summon, and then you still don't have to worry about the Dragon types. You can just go straight to Tinkaton and be equally as fine. So yeah,
you guys. So I just wanted to jump in. You guys have all made some excellent points so far. Can we also just acknowledge how good this team's hazard control is?
Oh yeah.
Like he's got the best choice. He's got the best rapid spinner in the game. He's got 2 defoggers in the
best blocker.
The birds. He's got the best blocker in the game. He's got Magic Bounce Espeon.
Yep.
Like this what's the point? Like why click Stealth Rock on this man's team? Like what is the point?
Yeah, and you're not even getting much value because at that point you just bring Noivern with boots, call it a day. Because what else? Like there's nothing else. Rox isn't doing crazy amount to this team. His T-Spike sucks because you have Muck. Yeah, Spikes is your best option. But then you have to worry about Espeon being there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're still not getting as much value with Spikes as you would arguably with Rocks against this team with 2 flying types. So I don't know. This is a really, really well made team, as to be expected from Shuckle King. And
yeah, one of the best spikers too.
he's a nuts player, so this team is going to be again another terrifying one on the schedule. But moving on to somebody who's a little bit less terrifying. In fact, some people say he is absolute dog shit.
I see where we're going.
It's myself, so I will stick out of this conversation other than saying Greedent is OP.
No, you drafted the best Pokemon out of Gen 9. Ting Lu is the GOAT. Ting Lu is a bull, but he's the GOAT. He is so good that Pokemon choose hits and gives you it all back and kills you. It is so good. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That was a great TED Talk. Thank you.
I do have a question. Okay, there's two things that's sticking out to me on this team. Well, there's a few things, but there's two things I need to ask. One thing I'm going to ask and one thing I'm going to point out. This guy really picked up, like, Iron Hands, Gudra Hisui, and then to a lesser extent Mew, like the bulkiest offensive mons you could get while being naturally bulky. Second, Jack, I have to ask. There's a Pelipper on my screen.
There is a Pelipper on your screen.
Listen, man.
I was gonna say,
literally, I was about to say, what the fuck is this man cooking?
This
is one of the teams of all time.
Okay.
Ting Lu!
Something. Could have been, like,
yeah.
What is it?
Okay, so I wanted to pick up Hisuian Quillfish. I knew that was going to be my next pick. I wanted to make it a Terra Captain. And I thought, you know what? Hisuian Quillfish with Terra in Rain, that sounds pretty fun. And then I picked up Pelipper and instantly regret it and have traded it away. Spoilers, after week 1. Because that mon is actual trash. Outside of being able to set up the rain for a good rain sweeper, not saying that Hisuian Quillfish is the worst. It's not the worst, but it's also not worth having an entire Pelipper for. Wasting that many points on a Pelipper for a Quillfish, nah. So I traded that away, and I also traded away to Sneasel. So you'll see a different team for week 2, but this for week 1 is certainly one of the teams of all time.
I did want to acknowledge someone asked about the Terra Captains again. So you had up to 3 Terra Captains, and they had to be under 9 points.
Yep.
9 points via draft, where they were like what tier they're in via draft, and then you could pick up to 3 Terra typings. One of them has to be stab. The other 2 can be whatever. So you had to pick one of those. So.
And you had a 15
that answers that question. I hope.
Yeah.
I'd like to take me through your head. I'm curious to know where your head's at when you drafted Bramblegast.
Honestly, I think he needs to be sectioned.
I could tell you what it is. The fact
Probably
this team is looking a little hazard weak.
It's gonna I'd say mixes onto it a little bit weak to hazards, but also I actually quite like Bramblegast. I've used it before, and it's actually a pretty decent mon. Good hazard options, does give me a spinner, and also like it can do some things, albeit not as much as I would like it to do.
I want you to know your first 6 rounds. I feel like you hit. Slapped, destroyed, did great. Hey, listen.
Hey,
Enamorous?
Wait, I know you're gonna talk shit about Greedent here.
I won't try Greedent.
No, yeah, that's it. Greedent with Terra.
Greedent was your best pick in the back 5.
I'll take that.
Let's talk about it.
That's the best compliment we've had.
I agree with that. 100%.
It does look like a U team though. I've been in. I've done 2 leagues with you, and this will be the other league I've watched you in, and this looks like a very U team. So I get it.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's probably a best description of it. It's not exactly a standard team, but
hey, you got Ting Lu. Anything's possible.
I'll get creative with it.
Hey, Ting Lu. Listen, Mew. I love Mew. Mew lost all of its healing though this gen. Outside of
that
Life
suck.
Dew.
Yeah.
If anyone wanted to know, no roofs, no recover, no soft boil, none of it. Just Life Dew.
It's tough.
So that's the only thing I hate about it. But now you have to use it very offensively.
Yeah, I was going to say I mainly drafted Mew as like an offensive sweeper because I didn't have a whole lot of that. I got a lot of bulky offense. I got Enamorous, which is a good breaker, potential like late game sweeper as well.
It's an insane Pokemon.
But outside of that, I really do not have much in terms of sweeping options, which was part of the reason why I picked up Hisuian Quillfish in Rain, because at least that gave me another speed tier that was decent. And the whole reason I picked up Sneasel, for no other reason than just it was a speed tier, because I realized my fastest mon was Enamorous, and that really isn't going to cut it. But
how fast is Enamorous? I've used T. I haven't used that one.
Yeah, 106.
106. Oh, that's not very fun.
So
Scarf Arcanine too. So like that's a good game option as well.
but I just didn't want to limit myself to having to run Scarfers to be able to outspeed anything, basically, because it's a very slow team, but we do improve on that with my trades. I will say that much.
All right, well, looking forward to it.
Moving on to another coach that's in the call, Ellie and the Shanghai Dragons.
Man, best fucking player of all time. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, I'm just now seeing your team for the first time. Want you to know, I didn't pay attention to it earlier when we were going through lists. Who on God's green earth was like, you know what, guys? We're not going to draft Lando T in the first round, and we're going to wait all the way till the second half of the second round. And Ellie was probably just sitting there like, you know what? Lando T's still here in the second round. Let me just take it.
It's sure.
And you got torn.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Do you want to know the craziest part on this team, Davion? Do you want to know the fucking craziest part?
I'm ready.
Hydreigon was picked on round 8.
8?
Oh, it was picked
wow.
round 8.
Yep.
You can't see it in the draft slide, but that was a round 8 Hydreigon.
That's insane.
It was a round 4 Hooper Unbound as well.
This
Gosh.
team is actually,
Dude, you're gonna
very-
put
I'm
people-
looking at it.
Everyone's going into the baby blender. You have U-turn. You have Volt Switch. You have U-turn. You have U-turn. You have everything. It's over.
I mean, there's some fantastic pivots into Hooper Unbound that clicks a button and just kills something. Also, I think arguably the most fire part of your team is your Terra Captains. The setup potential of Revavroom and Frostmoth is insane. Like, I genuinely think you got two of the best Terra Captains that were available. Plus, the rest of your team is kind of nutty, albeit a little weak to ice. But, you know, we'll look past that one because the mons that are weak to ice are also absolutely fucking nuts.
I mean, Rotom's there. It's fine. No problem.
This is one of those teams, and it's a good thing. I'm saying this in a good way, is that you literally just bring the top 4, and then whatever weakness you have, just fill with the last 2, and you can almost guarantee, like,
You have a good matchup.
win straight up. Like, your matchup's good no matter what, right?
Yes.
Like,
The only issue is that ice weakness. And then a little bit on the speed side of things. There's some weird speed tiers here, but like Hydreigon with a scarf helps that every day of the week.
yeah, like Ellie has ways to compensate for that too.
Hoopa with a scarf.
Also, big fat Hariyama. Big fat Hariyama.
Oh my
I was gonna say,
big fat Hariyama.
You say the ice weakness. I do have 2 really good resists, and
Yeah,
gosh.
three very
I
good resists.
forgot about thick fat Yama, bro. He is there.
Also,
And,
Frostmoth on the special side can take any hit. And
yeah, I was gonna say
facts.
special wall and Frostmoth and the water Terra type will help with my ice weakness as well. So
yeah,
it's a fun team, and honestly,
it's
this is gonna sound fucking crazy, but my favorite Pokemon on this team is Hariyama. Like,
Yeah.
say what
That's
you
not
want
crazy.
about my first 3 picks. I love Hariyama. It's such a good Pokemon.
Hariyama's good. Not a crazy statement. I'll let that have that. But like, what else we got? Rocks are good. Rotom doesn't have defog anymore, right?
no.
That's true. It does not.
Sadly not.
So your only option for removal is
Lurantis,
I got-
Kamala.
small
I got the
Kamala
best
spin.
classic removal in the game. It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
but-
listen, I trust. I
mean,
trust.
The thing is, why do you need removal if you've got regen on Torn? Also, boots exist as a whole.
True.
But you got regen on Torn. There's not really that many other weaknesses to rocks on this team. You got a pretty reliable Toxic Spike.
After your team is
sucker
off the ground.
of Revavroom. Basically, the entire team is levitating.
Yeah.
And also,
It's
like
4 Pokemon I'm looking at directly that are off the ground.
like the breaking
crazy.
options between like Lando T, Hooper Unbound, Hydreigon, Hariyama is absolutely nuts. And then your setup options being like your 2 Terramons in the back. This team is nuts.
And don't forget, you've got 2 of the best nasty plot users in the entire game, by the way. But people were saying that this team didn't have any wall breakers. I just want to put that out there.
Wow.
Someone said this team doesn't have any wall breakers.
That's
I don't know, man. They might be legally blind or something. I don't know. I got them.
Ellie shit talking
A
people.
Hoopa Unbound has a base 160 attack and a base 170 special attack.
Yeah.
Who are these people? I just want to talk.
It's a wall breaker on both sides. I don't know
where
how
you're
that
coming
happens,
from.
but I think we've already kind of gassed Ellie's team up enough as it is.
That's a crazy
Yeah,
team.
thank you.
Yeah.
This was the ego boost that I needed, everybody.
The hazard control is a little weird, but
Yeah.
I don't think your team cares too much about hazards.
Yeah.
Getting Lando T in the second round is insane to me. I'm sorry.
I'm going to leave
Yeah.
Davion to cope with that one and move on to the next team, which is going to be
Holy.
Kelly, aka Under the Radar, picking up a very Kelly-looking team, if I had to say so.
Facts. I love Kelly.
It's-
This is my first time seeing this team.
I was going to say, I love Sneasler. I've used it for one game, and I love it. It's such a good mon. Iron Treads is fantastic. Like, the low tiers are all pretty solid as well. Like, Dreadnought is, I think, the best setup option there was in the Terramons, because Shell Smash with any of those typings goes kind of crazy. Thwacky as well, albeit it did lose Grassy Glide.
Steve is so weird.
It's still really nice, even as a low tier. But, I mean, it's a bit all over the place. But
Let
it's
him
still
go.
That's
it's
my
still a
fault,
decent
yeah.
team. I don't think it's bad.
First off, I will just straight up say Dire Claws is the lamest move in the game, but
It is.
Sneasler the Mon is cool.
Yeah.
Also, huge fan of Staraptor. I like the Staraptor pick. I'm trying to like wrap my head around this team too. Like I'm a little
Weird.
discombobulated.
It's kind of all over the place, isn't it? It's got
Toad Scroll is
bad.
surprisingly solid, even with its ability.
Yep.
Rotom Heat's not bad, obviously. Staraptor is cool. Very good budget pick in the tier that it usually is in. Vape is
It's pretty
And-
decent. It's not bad.
Hey guys, did you
listen,
know
I have
that
I have an
Vaporeon-
innate hatred
No,
of that Pokemon.
no, using Ellie.
I do know. I do. I know how. I know how that
Do
is.
they know chat? Do
That's-
they know?
I hope I hope they
ET
don't.
is good. ET is good. An MRST. I like me some ET.
Yep, it's
Love
definitely
that
going
Pokemon.
home. We had to wait
Yep,
for
yep.
home to get that.
Good Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon.
Yeah, I think this team is a bit
It's
of
a weird team.
It's
but
a bit of a
I could
mismatch,
see-
but it can definitely work. I think there's
Kelly's
some-
just a good player though, so it's
yeah,
like
Kelly's a good player, and also there's pieces on this team that individually can put in work, and it's just more so a case of if one single mon can put in a lot of work in a matchup, it's probably going to do pretty well. It's got good supportive options with like Toedscruel, Mesprit, good bulky core. Again, like Mesprit, could Toedscruel fit that? Vaporeon, I absolutely loved using. It's surprisingly good despite the fact that it, lost a lot of its mix. I've just seen what you put in the chat.
Yeah, keep talking. Keep talking.
No,
We're gonna have to-
I've
we're
been-
gonna have to remove him.
Yep, sorry, Mix. It's been a pleasure having you until now, and now it's been a real displeasure. But yeah, Vaporeon's very, very good this gen. Even without the Scold or any of the stuff that it lost, it's still very, very good. Calm Mind was a nice buff for it.
I
You
will say
got go on.
the one thing I gripe I have, not gripe, it's like one thing I'm curious to see how Kelly plays with this team is that besides like Staraptor, I feel like this team, I guess Zoroark to a lesser extent too, kind of really needs setup for the most part to do damage, which is like
Yeah.
fine because like an Amberus is a good setup mon. Sneasler's probably pretty good at it. And Dreadnought obviously with Smash, and Terra is pretty good too.
I have also
So that's
just seen
something I noticed.
the Rotom Heat is the last pick, and I kind of, for the most part, don't look too much at the last pick, and then I just realized that Rotom Heat is there. So, yeah, Rotom Heat is actually probably one of his better mons on this team. It's a really nice glue piece, and I don't know how he managed to get it that late, but yeah, that's a solid mon. This is just like a mid-tier team, basically. Like, he hasn't gone for crazy top tiers, it's just all decent mid-tiers.
yeah. I don't mind it though. Like it's a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. Like he's got really good status options. Obviously, he can spam Diaclaw, but he's also got the funny Spore button with the mushroom dude. I'm interested to see how he uses Illusion Zoroark, but again, like it does kind of rely on setup to do damage, like you mentioned.
I guess like an Amberus could be like Specs or something like that. I don't know.
I
Seems
do-
weird. I don't like poison fighting that much. That's an unpopular take. I don't think poison fighting alone is like the greatest stat. It's good, obviously. It's not bad,
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm mixed about it. That's just.
that's fair. Like, I'm excited to see what this team does. Like people have mentioned, this is very much a Kelly draft. And the one thing that we haven't mentioned is set up Dreadnought in the rain. If he brings manual rain on like Mesprit or Vaporeon and then flip turn out onto it, that's GG boys. That's it. Game over. So yeah, I'm looking
Take a
forward to
second.
Terra Dreadnought and seeing what it can do.
Toffee wanted to say hi for a sec, so we had quick dog cam as standard.
What a good boy. What a good boy.
But with that, we'll move on to one of the most hotly anticipated drafts. It's going to be Envy and the San Diego Chim Chargers. This team is crazy. I'm just saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of favorites here.
You bring
Yeah.
the top 3 every week. How do you lose? Like that's a strong top 3. Probably the strongest top 3 we've seen so far.
I will say there's one thing this team is lacking, and that is Skeledirge for the full starter trio.
Valid. Forget Salazzle, we need
I didn't even
Skeledirge.
think about that. Yeah. No, I like Ursaluna is so good. That mon is something else. Okay, one thing I want to point attention to right away. So if you look for you guys don't know, I play Unite, right? I was a support player for a long time, and my main support was Hoopa. And now I'm seeing Hoopa here. Hoopa's a great Terra captain to start off with.
Yeah.
I loved Dunsparce as a Terra captain too down there. I think there's 2 amazing Terra captains that also doesn't even draw attention to the fact that there's already an Ursaluna on this team, Meowscarada, Zapdos, Quack, all these good high tiers. I think these 2 low tiers are gonna be putting in so much work throughout the season. Like I could see the Dunsparce or Hoopa coming almost every game. That's how good I think it is.
Yeah.
With the rest of this draft.
I mean, the only mod that I question on this entire draft is going to be Grumpig. It's just kind of there.
How dare you?
I mean, he's already got 2 psychic types.
Yeah, but it's a Grumpig, bro.
Maybe he's just there for the hog roast.
Look at him. He's fucking adorable.
I don't know. Ice Cube I can respect. I'm on, especially in the hands of some people. Amel, I'm looking at you.
People know about the Amel set now. So
yeah, I was gonna say everyone's seen Amel use it now in BBR. Ice Cube can be a massive threat. Quack is absolutely insane. Meowscarada is very, very solid. It's a good defensive core with things like Zapdos, Screamtail, Forretress, Goodra, and then just really, really strong offensive pieces that allow Ursaluna to come in and just click Facade with Guts or Headlong Rush and someone dies.
This team has so many ways of winning, offensively, because of just how consistent the defensive core seems, and just the options on offense are just really good.
He's got good hazard options. He's got one of the best dual screen setters in the game. Literally one of the best setup sweepers of this gen in Quaquaval. Just 2 fantastic breakers. This team has it all, and I think we're going to see MV win a lot of games this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are now at the halfway point in the draft. And when I looked over a second ago, we had 120 people watching. So thank you for joining us. Very much appreciated. Make sure to check out all the coaches.
Sheesh!
Sheesh indeed. Make sure to check all the coaches. Check out Davion and Galladite, because they are going to be repeat guests for this season. And also check out all the analysts. I think their links are in the description. I don't know. Ellie sorted out the description. Are they there? That's going to be a no.
Listen, man.
I'm looking at the description,
coaches.
man.
Damn.
Crazy.
No respect for the analysts. No respect for the editors. But we're going to have a ton of content this season, so make sure to sub to the PPL channel as well. And PR bit out of the way. Moving on to JV's team. And I really like this team. This was one of my favorites.
I love Jay. Jay's one of my favorite coaches.
Baby got backs. That's it. GG, it's over.
Indeed. I mean, those top 3 are just kind of crazy. Volcarona without Terror, not quite as good, but still an absolute demon setup threat. Baxcalibur, banded or setup, goes really, really hard. And then Greninja is just Greninja. It's got Battle Bond now as well, so it can be a late game sweeper.
Protean. Is that legal?
Yeah, it is legal. As far as I'm aware, it's legal.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Ooh, wait.
I mean, did you make it legal was the question.
All right, yeah, it's legal. It's legal on it.
Okay.
Protean nerf this gen doesn't really matter that much when you can hit as hard as Greninja does with the Protean. It also gives him spikes, anti-spikes, as well as just an insane amount of coverage. So yeah, Greninja is still really good. And his removal option in Serena is actually one of the better low tier, I guess mid tier spinners. Shame we didn't get Triple Axel back.
I was going to say, let's be honest, that's not saying much.
It's not, no.
Most of the removers. But I do like Serena on this team. It's nice.
I mean, if you don't grab one of the Donphan family, then you don't have a great spinner. That's kind of just how it is. But Serena, I think, is solid.
I love his ability to pivot into one of his top 3 so consistently, too. The Uxie, Serena, and the Shocks are so good in allowing backs to get in and either dance or get a bandit hit off, depending, or Volk, whatever Volk wants to do, what Gren wants to do. I think the synergy with that is really, really nice on this team. And then you have like some defensive backbone too. Like Uxie is still a defensive backbone. Monk is pretty good at checking certain mons. I think he hit all those check boxes pretty well.
Yeah, Paldean Tauros, the Aquaform, is actually really, really good. It checks a lot of the sort of top tier threats. Granted, things like Chi and Pao is not allowed this season, but it's a good check to that. It can actually be a relatively okay check to things like Chi Yu as well. Also, I should point out that Shedtail is banned, so Orthworm doesn't get it. But it's still a pretty good low tier option. Gives you spikes, gives you rocks, gives you a ground immunity. And yeah, it's just a really solid mon. Does mean that obviously Cyclizar doesn't get it as well. I don't remember if Cyclizar got drafted, but Revival Blessing and Last Respects were also banned for anyone interested. Anything else to add for this team?
I just want to point out his low tiers. Like, his low tiers are fire. Like, you got Wigglytuff and Electrode there. Big fan of those mons. I'm always happy to see Orthworm. He looks so happy. He's a funny little guy.
That's a happy fellow there, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like Terra Electric as one of his Terras, but
Yeah.
I mean, Ghost and Water are still good. I know they counter certain things.
I'm looking forward to see what this man does with Galarian Articuno, because that thing with Terra Captain is that's going to be spicy. I think that's going to put in a lot of work for him this season.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's only like 4 mons on this draft that doesn't have a way to pivot. And when you got Baxcalibur in the back, that's terrifying. But we shall move on to Q the Costa Rican. And I know
Jay
he got
Q?
Jay into Q, yeah.
sorry.
Make me cough. I know there was a bit of a question mark about his first pick of Hisuian Lilligan, but I think he really backed it up with a pretty solid team behind it.
I was in a call with Jay and Q are like my 2 favorite human beings, by the way.
Wow, okay, I see how it is. I mean, if you were already banned from the first comment about Vaporeon, now you're just digging your own grave.
I said Q arguably had the most fun team, most like I'm gonna put this mon on a thumbnail and get views team. That's what I think.
I was gonna say this is content farming. Q really looked at the board and was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm getting the most views this season.
Yeah, he really did.
I'm curious to see how this defensive backbone works out, but it might be okay with how much offense he's got.
There's a defensive backbone? I thought it was just a Bronzor.
That's what I'm looking
Listen,
at.
man, when you got that offense, who needs a fucking defensive backbone? Look at his wall breakers.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to step away. What's
How
going
dare
on?
you?
My dog was dying. Not really, but
We just got the Q.
Q? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
I
no!
mean,
What do you mean? Oh no!
Q's a nice person.
What are your thoughts on his draft?
I'm looking. I'm taking a peek. Iron Moth is great. Love me some IM. Budget Bundle is great. Budget Bundle down there. You see him all the way at the end. Love him.
I see him.
Great.
That's like free at the dollar store bundle.
Yeah,
That
I mean
is,
yes, but you know, he really likes Hisuian, man.
Yeah, I mean that's what he's gone for here, really, isn't it? It's just the thumbnail team. Cleaver is actually just so annoyingly broken with Stone Axe, but at the same time, it's not broken. Actually, it's just that one move is so annoying because if it lands, it firstly is base 97.5 or something with sharpness plus stab, and it also sets up rocks. That's
There's literally
just
no
not fair.
downside. There's no downside to clicking that move.
All right, I figured out what this team wants to do.
I faced 2 of those this week in my Wi-Fi battles. So fuck them on.
And I know that Q really likes Iron Moth. It is like one of his favorite mons to use.
IM's good.
I mean, he just uses it well. It's just a mon that he uses well. It's a comfort pick. And I think there's quite a few of those, like Grimmsnarl as well. This is just a really decent team. Speed tiers are also great, by the way. Speed tiers are insane on this team.
I really like the fact that he has screens. Illusion Zoroark is also really solid. Then you have Zong, who can potentially actually help you. We know the speed tiers are good, but have you ever looked at a potential Trick Room in this team against this team? That would be wild.
Yeah, I
some fun things he has going on here.
Goes weirdly hard. So
it's like a bit one-dimensional, but like it's not bad because he's building on that almost. Like you have a ton of options still. So it's not like it's the playstyle might be, but the mons and like the sets are definitely not. So
Yeah, I think it's one of those teams that on paper you look at it and go, okay, well that's just going to run that set, that's going to run that set. But Q's a creative builder. He'll make sure that it's not going to just be standard stuff that you see.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's draft league. You can't assume that someone's going to run standard sets.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's why people prep week to week.
So we've gone from budget bundle to
Are we going to actual bundle?
full price bundle.
Oh no!
Oh,
no,
this team.
I know.
Who the
This
heck
team.
allowed this?
Dude.
Who let this happen?
Yes,
I can't believe what I'm looking at on my screen right now.
Listen, man.
it's a round 2 bundle.
It is, yeah.
That's a round
Forget
2
about
bundle.
like not just that. The fact that this person got Chi-Yu and bundle in the first round or in the first 2 rounds is insane. I think they just have the best like special attacking slap in the face. Cause you just throw like Chi-Yu, Delibird, and like Spec Sylveon with hyper voice is no slouch, just so we're all clear. Like
Yeah.
this is a menace. Plus Decidueye is good.
Yeah, like I said earlier, if you have one of the Donphan family, you've got one of the best rapid spinners in this gen.
I didn't even see the torn eye.
There's a Donphan there, and a defensive core of Sylveon and Slowbro, pretty nice. Good Terramons as well, in Hisuian and Decidueye, and
Low
Lokix.
kick's a threat with Terra. That is no
Yeah.
slouch.
For sure. I think that was like another mon that was very close to being banned from being able to use Terra, but it went all the way to the end, and nobody else picked it up. And Festo said, yeah, you know what? I'll go for all the broken shit. Why not?
This is like I originally said like I kind of wish the momentum would have been a little better, but like Sylveon still gets baton pass, right?
It does,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does.
There you go, baton pass.
This team is bringing AV every week, and you might be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you
like,
won't.
obviously, he's got really strong. Like even Dragalge is gonna hit you like a fucking truck. But his physical, I think his physical attackers are kind of carried by the fact they're also his Terra captains. I guess he can bring Banded Copperaja as well. Well, we could see that come out. But
Listen, we are
very special.
very high sleeping on the fact that Donphan has like a base like insane attack stat.
It's like
I don't
120.
respect Don. Honestly, I don't respect Donphan because
Wow.
mainly because the Don fanatic. I don't respect him. So
I was going to say Jack
by
is coping
association, I don't.
right now.
By association, I don't respect that Pokemon. So
This is base
sorry.
120 attack.
No, it
120.
doesn't. It's not real. It can't hurt you. It's not there.
Yeah, don't prep for it.
I do agree though that like, it's a very specially biased team, and you could theoretically just run like a couple of Assault Vest users and maybe okay, but at the same time, Chi-Yu bundle is going to break through your Assault Vest users pretty
I was
quickly.
gonna say I think I don't know.
And then you've got things like
I
low
agree.
kicks to just kind of sweep up with like Sucker Punch, First Impression, even like a banded U-turn from Terra Bug. That's going to hurt. There's nothing that switches it.
Don't forget that, dude. What are you switching into? First
that was the
impression,
big thing I was
double
looking at.
stab with a band.
As someone who used low kicks last season, I can confirm it's really good. However, I don't know. Like, it's one of those mons that if you don't prep for it, it can absolutely fucking shit on you and just claim your entire team. But I feel like it's going to force a lot of people to bring Protect on mons you wouldn't usually put Protect on. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be a nice trade-off for some coverage. So, that's always good to force prep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you're throwing 3 AVs on Mons, and that takes away from prep on low kicks too. You know, like that's
Yeah.
why I like. the
Ah, there
synergy
you go.
goes
There
so
you
much
go.
With
Yeah.
the special attackers on this team.
The first two definitely like are going to take the most of the prep, and I think the low tiers in this team are going to be the ones to thrive from it. But moving on, we have
This
got,
team can really benefit from Trick Room, though. Slowbro might be the most important factor on that roster.
yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Moving on, we got Lars, El Sizzle, Borussia Dortmund.
Oh boy.
Mix, do you want to
Woo!
go ahead and take us away? You sound
Yes.
like you got impressions.
No, I don't actually. Someone else thinks.
No, you.
Hey, listen,
You've made the
listen.
noise.
Corviknight,
Lars,
it's a great Pokemon.
I love you to death, but you have a Dondozo, a Corv, and a Mudsdale. I hate this team, and a Florges. Actually, oh god. It's a good defensive backbone. Like I'm not gonna say it's good, right? You have a Spot Threat, you have Roaring Moon, you have options there. I just when I was looking at this team before the stream started, I just saw the defensive backbone and I kind of puked in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, trying to break this team does not sound fun.
it's the German way of playing. As much as I don't tend to generalize, I've seen a lot of the German coaches that I played leagues with draft bulky mons with like one or two very strong offensive mons, and then
Lucas.
Lucas is a prime example of that. And it's very, very difficult to break down. And once you finally break it down, you've then got massive offensive threats to try and deal with. What I will say is that Roaring Moon and Spathra are two mons that are greatly benefited from having Terra, and without them, they aren't quite as potent, but they're still not bad by any means. But I think that without Terra, they may be not as strong as people would look at it on paper and go, okay, well, that's a broken offensive duo. But then again, it's Lars, and Lars can pretty much make anything work. And with that backbone of Corviknight, Dondozo, Florges, Mudsdale, it's going to be a tough one to break down. And you got grassy terrain with Rillaboom as well.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna say someone said Jolteon loved this team. Tell me how a Jolteon breaks down a Florges. Explain that one to me.
If it Terra Waters for some
The
reason.
Terra one. I mean,
Yeah.
Terra Water. I mean, sure, but why would you bring Terra Water? You're switching.
Just
What's
for
the
memes.
Jolteon in this league's Terra? It was solid. It was flying ice. Yeah. What? You
Flying.
explain to me what the thing's doing for me?
You pick Florges, and then Jolteon goes crazy.
Oh, so
There you go.
Kind of does look. Yeah.
No, after I mean, yeah, Mudsdale, Terra Ice, you're fine. Yeah, it's not bad, but like, you tell me what it does to Florges. I'll wait. Sub call mine, but that's niche. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
But then-
good work.
Florges still does a crap ton of damage.
I will
not like-
say this.
Terrible.
I will say Terra Florges is one of the better Terra captains in my opinion. That thing is going to be really tough to break down. Only thing I would have changed is maybe have steel typing over water, but I do understand the water Terra type because he's got such a good steel type in Corviknight already, so it makes sense. But yeah,
I mean-
Terra Florges is going to be a menace.
There's also a Dondozo right there. That
No, that's
terms of
not,
defensive
that's not a
water
real Pokemon.
but
That's not a real thing.
I'm curious to know why Rillaboom is here.
he's
Team
just,
looks weird with Rillaboom.
I mean, it's probably going to be more of a defensively used piece just to give like grassy terrain, leech seed pivot, knockoff still. Banded
just-
Woodhammer is no joke.
That's true. Those Banded Wordhammer with the terrain up is still no joke. You're right.
Like, I think a lot of people are like,
Yes, Corf still gets defog.
Yeah.
yeah. I think a lot of people just assume, oh, fucking Gorillas lost the funny Grassy Glide move. It's fucking dog shit now.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just
It's not bad. Like
it lost
people
that. It
go-
lost knockoff. It lost a lot.
Yeah.
It didn't lose
It didn't
knockoff.
just
it still
lose
got it.
silly. It didn't just lose silly grass move. It lost like its whole sets. Like
I feel like he's going to use that to his advantage though, because like people are going to underestimate it. It's like, oh, this doesn't matter anymore. I just go into my steel type. Nope, you can just get U-turned out on, and then I don't know, go into fucking Talonflame or I fucking the
High
big
horsepower
edgy
Mudsdale.
dragon. Yeah, like
I'm just saying, it's not as good as it once was.
No,
It's
I
not.
will
It's
No.
very weird. No, I'm thinking of like what does terrain play a factor here? It's a weird one. It also lost high horsepower and superpower. You're right.
I was a
yes. I thought it
Some
still got
crazy
superpower,
stuff.
didn't it?
What was
Or
this
am I
one?
cooking?
It
Did
didn't.
it didn't lose
no.
knockoff? Oh, my
Yeah,
fault.
It didn't. No.
No,
You're
no,
right. My fault.
it-
I meant grassy glide superpower and horsepower. My fault.
I
I was-
thought it kept superpower. Maybe I'm cooking.
No, it
It
was.
did not.
It was
definitely did
leaked
not.
to get it back, but you know those leaks
I
didn't
know for a
actually happen to be
It's
true.
not.
So
It's not a bad mon. That's not what I'm saying. It's just grassy glide losing it is weird. I was more so thinking about the terrain with it,
Yeah.
and grass. I would say grassy terrain hurts his defensive core more than it helps it.
yeah, I think it's just like
That's
to
fair.
keep his lower tiers alive. I guess I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, Roy Moon's a
I agree,
god, so
but still, yeah,
this team's still fun. I think Corv, Roy Moon, Talonflame. This is a case of drafting a bunch of flying types who do all different things, who are just above the ground Pokemon that aren't flying types.
yeah. It's a bird team. It's literally all birds.
I don't know. I don't really. Espathra with no Terra makes me happy in life.
Yeah,
That's about it, though.
I mean, it's a fun team. And speaking of fun teams, we'll move on to Drew.
Yeah, this is my favorite team of the draft.
Wait,
This,
isn't that-
this is such a fun team. This is genuinely just.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great time.
And I believe to answer a question, the league's played at level 100.
It is.
Ellie
Yes.
didn't already
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun team. I like this team a lot.
Do you want to go ahead and take it away if you like it so much?
Hey, wait.
No.
Can I ask a question
Go on.
before you start? That's,
Yeah.
is that not mouse hold? Is that tandem mouse?
No, it is mouse hold.
There are two mouse. There are two mice there
Yeah, it was really
They're
difficult to
being
fit it into that hexagon. So
being played.
they've
They're
had their
holding
kids
hands.
taken away. Okay.
You could have had the 3 mouse held instead and had the little kids.
Just
in
saying, the
middle.
little one in the middle would have been perfect.
Yeah.
It would have, and
Everyone yell at
in
Jack.
hindsight, I should have done that.
Everyone
I-
yell at Jack in the chat.
Yeah, no, I like the amount of different types of sun abusers on this team. You know, you got your Chlorophyllmon and Scovillain, you got, you know, Libero, Cinderace, Walking Wake and Brute Bonnet with photosynthesis, very different like mons, but they still abuse it in the same kind of way almost. But I do really, really like that about this team. And then you still have other like threats like Haxorus. I don't like Haxorus, but point is, oh, and there it is. There it is. Finally has arrived.
You see nothing. That was always there.
I mean, Clef Key and Clodsire are kind of bitches of mons, but I mean, they are good here realistically. So
Yeah.
I like that about this too.
You
So
know
you
what?
do have a backbone.
Hot take. Why can't I fucking Jesus Christ
Okay,
stammer?
you're getting there. You'll get there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hot take. The mon I'm most looking forward to on this team is the Haunch Crow.
Yes.
Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Man. What,
I was gonna say the same thing.
Me and
Love
you,
me some
Kevin.
Haunch. Dude, Haunch is such a good budget Pokemon. It is ground weak. Explain that to me, because there's a Haunch Crow there ready to take lives. Okay.
That's the
Why are you
best.
scared of the ground when Haunch Crow is
Ground
there?
resistant game.
Haunch Crow is so there are not enough resistance. Brute Bonnet as your next best.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I look at this, actually, this guy literally just loses to Mud Slap. Holy
Spam
shit.
Earthquake. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway,
Actually, good point.
no, Scovillain's neutral. Never mind. Haunch Crow though. Haunch Crow underrated. With Terra, this Pokemon's good. I'm telling you right now. As a person, I'm going from personal experience for a second time. I don't know where Drew was or if he was in my front office's Discord, but Jack can attest to this. I believe Ellie also could attest to this. 4 out of these Pokemon are on the same team I drafted for the PBA.
That is true.
Wake, Bonnet, Torkoal, Honchkrow. Godmons. Okay, this is good equivalent roster. The only thing the ground weakness kind of sucks, but like you're not bringing a bunch of Pokemon weak to ground every week, right? Because you have the ability to pivot. There's certain things that can take hits, but yeah,
Means
Yeah.
he's gonna have to play. Well, he's gonna have to play like a lot more offensively with this team, which is fine. 'Cause,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
he can beat grounds offensively. It's just
Yeah.
switching into him, which is obviously a big problem here.
I was
Uh,
Terra
gonna
Brute
say,
Bonnet is solid for this. Keys basically gets Magnet Rise for free because of Prankster, so it doesn't have to deal with ground types. So you always can bring that, right? Is Libero legal? I'm assuming yes.
Livero is, yeah, but Regieleki cannot use Terra. Like, it couldn't have done it from the start. So
Yeah. So like Brute Bonnet could be very solid. Obviously it resists, right? And Brute Bonnet hits things very hard. Protosynthesis, you will never get a speed boost with that thing because it's physically impossible for it to get a speed boost. But you can get a big attack boost, and that'll hit things like a truck. Defensive boost to maybe take an earthquake better.
That's what I was about to say too. Yeah.
As well?
Mention that.
Speaking from personal prep experience so far, it is very weird to try to use Brute Bonnet, but he also has Haxorus, which is a great Pokemon. So you have options. I think Brute Bonnet is going to be criminally underrated in that regard. So I think there's a lot of things that just kind of sit here and I don't have to deal with it. Like obviously Cinderace is weak, Torkoal's weak, Claude's weak, Eleki's weak. What else is weak? Sliggoo? It's a steel type, yeah?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Sliggoo.
So Sliggoo, but Sliggoo also has Terra. You have just as many options. Keys isn't going to be weak because of Magnet Rise. Walking Wake, show me a ground type that wants to take a hit from Walking Wake. Brute Bonnet, Honchkrow, you have options. Right? It's not end all be all. Maybe he'll sub out like Sliggoo for something to help with that. Maybe Eleki for something, but I think the team looks really fun.
You
I
know
think-
what?
yeah.
Go on.
Yeah,
Go on.
No, you go first. You go first.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think this team's game plan is to just set up hazards, bring in Torkoal, and then win. Like, we're talking obviously no. Like I think
Shut
this
smash
team,
Tolkien, go hard.
like you say, this team's kind of you got to be offensive with this team. You can't let your team, the opponent, pivot around too much or, get their threats in before his, so to say. It's either kill or be killed with this draft, I think.
Yeah.
One thing that I think would improve this team like so much, like insane. Like I get the he's there. What if that was an Electrosaurus on fan?
Yeah, that's true.
So true. Yeah.
Would think.
Yeah, if that was an Electros instead, that means a little bit better.
Yeah, because then you have the ability to pivot still, and you have that immunity off the ground.
Yeah.
Alternatively, you can have Stunfisk there and just say you don't care, because Stunfisk is great.
I was going to just hack it into the
Definitely in
game.
this game.
Yep,
Yeah,
just hack it straight in.
in.
I miss Stunfisk. I miss him.
We
I
all do.
really hope it's coming back in the DLC. Mon's good.
Stunfisk
Um,
is
really,
fun.
really good offensive mons, and it's still like a fun team. So like,
Yeah, it's a solid
I was
team.
gonna say if he makes a couple of transfers, like this could be a top tier team. I think.
Yeah, maybe the mouse hold can get a little bit, but mouse hold can kind of hit. So maybe like Sliggoo potentially.
dude, he's got the whole
Reggie?
board locked up.
A couple things he could do.
We've spoken enough about Drew's team, I think. And
We got 2 left.
we got 2 left. And
We know what-
13th,
we know-
unlucky or lucky for some, I guess, is going to be Immunity Idols. And if you were paying any kind of close attention, half his draft or 3 of his mons on his draft were on his logo. So there was
He
spoilers
does that with
there.
every draft.
Wait, huh?
He does
Wait,
that with every
really?
draft.
Yeah, he changed his logo. So he changed his mons on his logo to mons he's drafted. And that got changed, I think, just after the announcement video. So if anyone was paying attention, you would have actually have seen 3 of his mons on his draft.
Yeah, someone in chat already mentioned it. It was gonna be the first thing I mentioned, but I think this gen with Chili Reception is like Titan on a team with a Slowking is really strong, and this team has it. So
Yeah.
and it's a Terra Captain too. So Titan, very very good low tier Terra Captain to have on this team. And then you have your classic, Chompses or combo. We've seen a lot, but it's really good.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, and I'm only gonna say this. I will once again repeat: not taking Obama Snow with a low tier pick seems a little lame.
I mean,
Ursaring though with Eviolite's cool.
I was going to say
Yeah,
that
I like answering here.
you don't really need a Bomber Snow when you got Galarian Slowking, but I agree. Like, I would always pick up a Bomber Snow just because I love a Bomber Snow.
Just in
but
case.
So if you
Because
didn't
what
have
happens when you
Slowking,
want your Slowking to do something different?
To be like Assault Vest or to be set up.
you don't bring this.
I mean, you
Titan
just
set.
don't. I was gonna say you
Yeah.
just don't bring.
But what if, like, that's my thing though, is that they're, I don't know, it's whatever. Why is T-Tar here?
Yeah, I was going to say so.
That guy's cooking in chat. That guy in chat's cooking a little bit. I was thinking the same thing.
Oh wait, like forget. I was gonna say T-Tar, but then I was like, or I was gonna say something else, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye, looked at the team again, and was like, yeah, what the hell is T-Tar doing here? Garchomp, Scizor, that's it. That's all I can think of.
No. It's for fucking Weatherball ground Kilowatt Drill.
True.
Oh, wait, you're
Let-
cooking.
let-
You're
Rock.
cooking.
Let him cook. It's gonna come every week. Kilowatt Drill is gonna be honestly, low key, Kilowatt Drill is the best Pokemon on this team. I don't care. Let me cook.
I've heard only bad.
I'd
things
argue
about them on so far,
Hatterene
so-
is the best Pokemon on this team.
But I do like it.
Drifblim is the best model on his team. Let's be honest.
Drifloon should get dropped for Obama Snow. That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking initially.
probably.
Oh, we got the whole chat coping right now.
I was gonna say there is a lot of opinions going around in the chat right
God,
now.
you guys do not like this team. That's
I do
crazy.
I also like the priority options on this team because I'm a big fan of priority just in general.
Yeah, he's got
I think
some
it's, like,
great priority options actually.
It's a good way sometimes. Like this team doesn't have the greatest Scarfers in the world, but I think that I think good priorities sometimes can heavily compensate for that. And you have 2 of the best priority users
Yeah.
in Scizor and Breloom right there.
A couple of things I noticed is we thought the last team was weak to ground. This is also a team that is weak to ground. Outside of
Yeah.
Kilowatt Troll, which is like not taking
Breloom
any other hit, and Breloom that's
and
not great.
Drifloon. That's why
guess it does.
Drifloom's here.
That's why
That's why
Drifblim's here.
Drifloom's here.
Abominable Snow would actually be better at ground resist than Drifblim though. So, but also Trick Room looks like an absolute demon bring for this team.
We did already cover Mephisto. Yes, that team is disgustingly OP, and I don't know what happened there.
That team is holy shit.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I would say is, am I missing something with speed tiers? Because I know Garchomp is 102 2.
Yeah, his team's kind
What's
of
kilowattrel speed?
125.
50. Oh, I was gonna say that's.
150?
125.
I said
That's a
115.
I was about
Oh,
to say that is the
115.
speediest seagull.
I mean,
Team of-
that's
a little
not, it is
slow.
125. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But again,
That's, I mean, yeah.
Like it's strange because I think this team has a lot of good pieces. They just don't synergize very well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's odd, but this is also Manthe. I've seen this person like use low tiers incredibly well or weird teams. This is Manthe we're talking about. It doesn't matter what the guy drafts. He's gonna go all crazy, I think.
Yeah.
I
he
think
is
this
a NOS
team
player.
can be beneficial. I think Titan and Kilowattrel are good. T-Tar again does feel out of place, but I could see it. Also, for anyone who's like, oh, Terra Ground Weather Ball, sheesh, the sand turns into a rock move.
Rue
Oh my
and
god,
Rue.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid.
I mean, it does give you special Edgequake with Terra Blast
Oh.
Weather Ball.
True.
Oh, hold on.
We've also got
Okay.
Terra Water with Volt Absorb, which is kind of fire. So
Yeah. I would agree. I think
Good point.
Tyranitar's a little bit out of place on his team, and as a Tyranitar enjoyer,
Quality arguments here.
Yeah,
And,
good point.
but I
Decent
would,
team, then
Yeah.
sees its Mount
Mount
High. Oh,
High.
never mind. Playoff team.
yeah, I was gonna say Mountay doesn't tend to always draft teams that on paper look good, and then he'll win a championship by like an unbeaten
Is
season.
Sandvale legal?
You know,
I'm
I
assuming
fall
the
in that
answer is no.
category. I used to fall in that category, so I get what that means. So
Sandvale's
you're right about that.
Sandvale's not legal, right?
it's
No.
legal, but
No.
it's not legal.
It's not legal.
Oh, okay. I thought it was, and it was just like discouraged.
I was
you
gonna say
know?
then Garchomp is. I was gonna say Garchomp would be cooking then, but
It would.
that's not legal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange team for sure, but again, in the hands
Eh,
of Mante,
listen.
he can do anything really.
You never know. You
Yeah.
can cook. Listen, listen. It could be either the chilling reception, or you can whip out the Trick Room Slow King and call it a day. Honestly, you can cook. Scissor's no slouch. We love Scizor. Hatterene with Trick Room is disgusting. I will say this now.
Yeah.
So you got options. I mean,
Ursaring
it's
in
not
Trick Room as
end all
well.
be all.
It's budget Ursaluna in Trick Room.
True.
Yeah.
Unnerve T-Tar every week. Forget the sand.
So true.
Yep.
So real.
Just saying. Forget what berries. You're not eating berries.
I think it's probably time to move on to our last draft, the one that I think most people have been waiting for.
A lot of people have been waiting for this one. I can already tell.
We're going to move on to
Everyone
Pokemon.
just Mr. MD,
I don't know who this guy
the
is.
doc.
Who's this guy?
I don't know. We picked him off the street, some random
Yeah,
scrub.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he only has like 300k subs, I think. So
Something like that.
It's
Yeah.
not as many.
Yeah.
but
First thing I want to mention. There's one thing. There's a few things I want to mention, but there's two big things. I almost busted the fattest nut when I saw Electrode and Delphox were his Terra captains. I love Delphox.
That's kinda crazy.
I think it's very good. Electrode Kasui, very good low tier mon this gen too. Both being able to have the ability to Terra, really good. Second gripe about this team, Joey, this is the most fun team ever. Then there's a Cress. Why does he have a Cress? God damn it. I love
Joey.
everything about this team except for the Cress. That is just...
Can we talk about the fact that he has a Dragonite with no hazard control?
Just run boots.
What are you talking about, Boots?
I know, but like
yeah,
Actually,
doing
doesn't
boots
have
every
any
week is
cast
just
control.
like
there is literally no
What else are you
removal.
supposed to put on a Dragonite?
That's a bit-
weakness policy, Lumberry. Like there's loads
I listen. Boots are
Dragonite.
bust.
I mean,
But-
this has got to be like
don't know.
boots the team because I mean
Yeah.
you've got to force
That's the only
hazards,
thing that's weak to rocks.
but I mean there's
is
no
true.
And
there
Delphox.
is no removal at all on this team. So you're going to be
That's what I'm
taking
saying.
a lot of spike chip. You're going to be taking potential toxic spikes if you don't bring the Galarian Slowbro. Rocks, if you know, most people will probably bring rocks against this. It's not a bad team, but I think there's definitely some holes that need patching, and I don't think the crest was all that necessary. I think that maybe like a couple of extra mons in that spot with some removal, anything at all, probably would have been better, in my opinion.
I agree, because you already
Alright.
have like a really good bulk with the Tran, and the Pro can be defensive, the Glow King can, the Glow, Bro, whatever, that mon.
Yeah,
Annihilate thick as hell, in a few ways. So, like, just getting some removal would be really, really nice.
and this may be a weird one, but this team is kind of weak to bug outside of like Annihilate, Heatran, Dragonite.
Oh, you know, two.
Oh, that's weird.
So this is
you know.
set up rocks and then just keep spamming U-turn, and this team will probably just drop. Now, I will say that Heatran Crest does form a nice defensive core, and things like Dragonite can be defensive as well, and Crook. So
I was gonna say, don't sleep on Crook, man.
Yeah.
Intimidate's not a joke.
But it's an interesting team, and it is Joey at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
doesn't matter what he has, he's going to use it well. So
100%.
Listen, Era, I don't mean to call you out specifically, but do we just forget Volcarona exists? Like,
I mean, Shelmet is right there. What do you mean?
like the best bug type? Scolipede? Volcarona?
Wait, is Scolipede
but-
even in the game?
Scizor as well.
Scolipede with Terra though.
You said what you said, but what you said was wrong. Like,
I mean,
I have a comment.
I respect it, Ethan. You're standing by your word, despite the fact that it was
Volt gets
entirely
completely
wrong.
walled by Heatran. I don't know, man. I just click Terra Water and click Terra Blast. I don't see what you're talking about.
Oh, Buzzwole as well, yeah.
Buzzwole was also fantastic.
Scizor is in the game. You're right.
God,
Scizzor's solid. It's not a Bugmon. That's a Steel type.
What have we started?
I was
going to
say, this has gone from draft stream to what is the best bug type stream. So
Volt can't tear. Not in this. You're right. Volt can't tear in this. It's okay.
I will say, this team, I love the setup options that he's got.
yeah,
Oh, sure.
yeah.
Volcarona Ape's gonna go crazy. Dragonite gonna go crazy. Lycanroc Sash SD gonna go crazy. Calm Mind Stored Power Crest? Hello? Why would you ever bring a
What?
dark type against this team?
Don't put ideas in his head.
Oh,
Like-
what I really wanted to say though, really quick.
Mhm.
Can someone explain to me? I looked up Pokemon that could rapid spin in this game, right? And just for to understand
Yeah,
what logic Game Freak has when picking Pokemon that can spin. The spherical ball can't spin.
Spherical.
The spherical ball can't spin. Okay, Avalugg can spin. That's a glacier that can spin
yep,
rapidly.
yep.
Okay.
Listen, man, that's the fastest iceberg you've ever
Hold on.
fucking seen.
Hold on, I'm not done. You thought I was done.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry. Continue.
The
please go.
starter bird, Quaquaval, he can spin rapidly, but the spherical ball cannot spin rapidly.
I mean, have you
There's a-
seen that
Reggie
duck?
Alecki, the
Yeah, I
slow
was-
tortoise, the slow tortoise can spin rapidly. Electrode can't spin. I'm just saying something is wrong here. And then we go, oh, but speed, it's too fast to use rapid spin. Cyclozar gets rapid spin.
I mean, that's not base 150.
Base 121, that's pretty freaking quick.
Honestly, this sounds like a skill issue.
It
Yeah.
sounds like Game Freak. I just don't understand. I can't nerf its speed for all I care. Let it spin. Drop it 20 base points. 130 still fast. Just speed it up. There's no reason that it shouldn't. A spherical ball can't spin.
I mean,
My favorite point of the strength of this draft is the.
Oh, I wasn't complaining about Cyclozar's
No,
inability of being able to spin. I get it as a wheel.
I'm
Just saying.
I'm just fucking.
Reggie Ellicky gets rapid spin. You're right. It's 200. Dude, what are they doing?
well, apparently all you have to do to trigger Davion is mention Electrode not being able to rapid spin. That's good to know.
It's so upsetting. It's a ball. That's
is a
literally
ball.
all balls do is spin.
I don't know about your balls, but mine certainly don't do that. But no.
I mean, sure.
But
yeah,
I think we should just go ahead and probably wrap up Joey's team on that. Like we've said all there is to be said, I think, about Hisui and Electrode in particular. But I was hoping to have a schedule for the end of here. Unfortunately, it's not ready in time. So
Everyone yell at Jack in the chat, please. 'cause
yes, please
it's
do.
his
Peter was more important. And I want to see
I
who can
don't
blame
like
me.
that.
Yo, this chat is making some fire points here.
True. There is. I mean, the best point is CB saying Quack's hips don't lie. He could not
That's
be
what I was
true.
thinking.
I can't.
Any
I
more
can't, I
correct.
can't be mad about that. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, but as for Quaxley, less so. There is no hips to lie. So
Okay, we'll see.
That's-
Samurai also. Samurai's a monster. This should be this is a fun team to work with. I think you got
Yeah,
some crazy
there's-
things to deal with. This thing also gets sharpness, which is one of the new abilities. That's just nuts.
Yeah.
Dragonite is still good. Annihilate, we just didn't talk nearly enough about this Pokemon and how good it actually is. And then Heatran is just, it's a menace to society. I've learned that the hard way recently. So, just you know,
Yeah, I was about to say
it's not a bad team.
We've overlooked the Hisuian Samurott that has almost base 100 stab move that sets up spikes every time. That's kind of nuts. Then we got Annihilate, who will very much appreciate those spikes as it just bulks up on everyone and proceeds to kill everything with a Rage Fist. So, I mean, this team is nuts. I think it's definitely got its weaknesses, but at the same time, it's a very, very strong team, very offensive for the most part, apart from Crest. Crest just vibing. And yeah, Joey's going to use his team well, I'm sure, because it's Joey. But we'll very quickly, I'll just flick through all the screens so you can see all the teams for those who may have missed it. There will be a public sheet going live sometime in the next week. That's something that was unfortunately on the back burner as we got everything else ready and sorted. But there is a public server. Make sure to check out. Ellie, I know, is spamming the link, so to speak, in the chat. I've seen it a few times.
Bro, I've literally posted it 3 times. 3 times.
Yeah, that's still spam. No.
That's it. I'm not doing anything for you ever again.
It should also be in the description, I believe. Yep, that is, but our analysts aren't. I see how it is. We're going to have power rankings for these streams, for these teams, will go up on Tuesday. It may potentially be a free-parter. The analysts got a little carried away. But it's
all behind the scenes notes.
I was going to say that there's many I see Ellie is now just literally spamming the server. I see how it is.
Yeah, well, I got told to do it. I'm a man of the people.
But yeah, I hope we're all excited for this season. I'm going to quickly run through the teams, like I said. Does anyone else have anything they want to say before we wrap up? I don't know if there's anything that I've missed.
Yeah, just thank you guys for coming out. The support for the PPL means a lot to us.
Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy having you guys here.
We've had a fire start to our from the content side. I'm an editor, so having all the support we're having, it just feels really nice to have. The payoff feels great. So thank you guys a lot. It really means a lot from us.
Yeah, and we've had almost a consistent 100 to 120 viewers, which is absolutely nuts. Obviously, we're winding down now, so the number's going down. But yeah, I barely have that many subs on my channel, so to stream in front of that many people is kind of wild.
Right. Hopefully, we can put out some. I mean, it's a promise. We will be our coaches will be putting out good draft content this season. So
yeah,
and I'm as excited as you guys are.
Yeah, you got some great content creators here.
Oh, absolutely.
I know
Speak
a
for
lot of
yourselves.
them.
I'm fucking terrible at this YouTube thing.
You're the same.
I know a lot of them. Either personally or obviously fans of, from being in draft leagues, and they're some great people. So highly recommend. 14 awesome coaches here. I don't think one of them is gonna put out a bad video.
100%. Mm-hmm.
Unless your name's Ellie, then maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Listen, on God, we'll get AIM to 1K subs. We're gonna get him to 1K subs.
Oh, so true.
It's
anyway.
Draft analyses should be up around 15 minutes. We actually somehow, some way managed to time the stream to end just before the draft. I don't know how that's happened. There was no
way how the stream ended up. Yeah,
no organization at all. But...
Wait, is everything supposed to go up at in 15 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're so good at this.
We are. We're pros. Forget the first 10 minutes, Liz.
It's because we all spoke at once rather than all taking our time individually.
No, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
I know, that's crazy, right?
This is what happens when people with good chemistry talk to each other. They just have fun. You don't have to.
Absolutely.
I'm saying nothing else. If I speak, I'm in very much trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie and I's chemistry absolutely atrocious. It's not like we live together or anything like that, but we just have there's no chemistry there at all.
No chemistry, none at all.
No.
I don't even know who this guy is.
No. But I don't know about everyone else. I am absolutely sweating my ass off here. And I think it's probably about time that we wrap up the stream. Thank you all for joining us. And make sure to check out Draft Analysis, Power Rankings on Tuesday, probably 3 videos. So that's something to enjoy. And I'm gonna get out of here. Anyone else want to add anything?
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow everyone in the description. Everyone will be posting their draft analyses in, that's a really hard plural to say.
Analyses, I believe.
I guess so.
Draft analysis videos. That's the right way you should say that. You're welcome.
They're Reynolds.
In 10 minutes time, those will be dropping on everyone's channel. So make sure to peep the description and check out all the coaches. It's been said before in this call, everyone here is fantastic. But myself not included. But we've got a great bunch of people playing this season and working really hard behind the scenes. Davion and Migs, thank you so much for coming on at such short notice as well. You guys have been the goats.
It's fun.
No
I was glad to be here.
All right. I think that's it.
All right.
We'll see you on the battles,
Bye,
as
everyone.
Q said. And we'll see you later.
Peace out,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you all for
season.